My owner left in the morning, as usual. Everything followed the usual routine. He put on his coat, donned those ridiculous shoes. I tell you, I wouldn't take a single step in them, but he wears them every day for some reason. And, of course, completely ignored the tragic and despairing look on my face. He just shuffled off to his business, not even glancing at me, as if I were not his best friend, but just an accessory to the couch. Imagine this. You give this person all your loyalty, every drop of your love. You meet him at the door every evening, bark at every sound, guarding his peace, and he leaves and doesn't even ask how I'm doing here alone all day. Usually, after the door slams behind him, I sit for a few minutes on the floor by the door, waiting. Maybe he'll remember me, come back, even if just to say, "Frank, I'll be back soon." But no soon. This person disappears so quickly. It's like his business is somewhere in a parallel universe. So the first hour I spend, as always, inspecting my throne. Well, throne. The tiled floor in the hallway. In my world, it's as cold as my owner's indifference to my daily longing for him. Oh, if only he knew how I miss him. Every time he leaves, I get this strange feeling. It's as if something is about to happen. But, of course, it doesn't. I crawl closer to the window, trying to position myself to see at least a corner of the street. Of course, most of the lawns and trees are hidden, but if I'm lucky, I can catch the silhouette of a passerby and imagine it's my owner. An hour passes, and I begin to talk to myself. "Frank, maybe you should stop hoping?" But no, I keep sitting, staring into the emptiness. When noon comes, I realize that there will be no rescue. Trapped within four walls, I start philosophizing about life. They say dogs are the most devoted creatures. And you know what? I agree. But there's something unfair about it. Imagine, the owner leaves. I sit in silence, drowning in despair. And he's probably over there, in his work, not even thinking about me. My bone is all I have left. I chew it to distract myself, but even it doesn't bring me the joy it used to. Can you enjoy something when you're alone? Abandoned. The bone squeaks under my teeth, but inside, there's emptiness. Closer to evening, the silence becomes especially oppressive. Every sound makes me flinch. Did the furniture creak? Was that the door? Did someone walk by outside? Maybe it's him. Oh, Frank, stop hoping already, huh? But I can't stop. I rush to the door and wait. Every little thing starts to seem like a sign of his return. I've trained my ears so well that I can hear someone eating nuts downstairs, sitting on a bench by the entrance. And I hate that person. He doesn't know that every movement, every sound he makes, shatters my heart even more. Maybe I've gone crazy? Isn't that normal for a bulldog, right? Talking to myself, feeling time stretch into infinity, hoping that one day he'll come back early. But no. Another hour passes, and another. I'm almost sure it's already midnight, even though the sun hasn't set. Why do I do this to myself? Walking around the house, questionable activity. I already know everything here, from the smells to the creaky floorboards, but I start exploring every corner as if it were my first time here. This dusty shelf, he promised to clean it 3 months ago. And here are his slippers, which I chewed that memorable night when he came back late and didn't bring me a bone. He carelessly tossed them under the bed, but of course, I didn't forget, because it's all part of my world. Every detail in the house, his smell, his trace. And though he's not home, at least his memory remains. I feel his scent on the pillows, on the rug by the front door. But it's not enough. It's unbearable to see these things that remind me of him and know that he's far away. It's getting dark. He usually returns around this time. I sit by the door, and every sound is like a blow to my nerves. Could it be him? Maybe he's finally come back? But the silence becomes deafening, almost mocking, and I stay at my post, like a faithful guard. How many times have I repeated this ritual? Probably every evening. And at that moment, I wonder. He left in the morning, and here I am, waiting. If every day repeats, then why wait at all? I'll always wait, over and over again. Maybe this is my whole life, to wait? Maybe I was born just to be the background to his joy, the faithful companion who's always here, in this empty house where only the shadows remind me of him. I close my eyes, but I don't sleep. I feel that if I fall asleep, I might miss his return. I fear that if I don't greet him, it will be a betrayal on my part. After all, I'm his friend, and it's my duty. Everything else doesn't matter. But wait, I hear footsteps outside the door. It's him. It's definitely him. I jump up, claws scraping the door frame, almost scratching it. My heart is pounding like a hammer. One more second and the door will open. But no, the sound fades away. Oh, why? Why is this happening to me? I stand by the door for a few minutes, listening. Maybe he'll come back? Maybe he just forgot something and will be here soon? I try to convince myself that's true, but something inside tells me it's already late and he might not come back that soon. Night. Time seems to slow down, stretching into an endless series of minutes. Outside, there are some sounds. Another dog barking, distant voices. But I don't care anymore. I just lie there, face pressed to the floor, trying not to think of anything. This emptiness fills me from within, like a black hole. I don't have the strength to hope anymore, but I can't forget about him. Every time I think I've let go of the waiting, it comes back, like a wave, over and over again. Maybe he won't come today. I've almost come to terms with it when, from the darkness, the wind begins to howl, first softly, barely audible, then louder, as if it's the sound of something approaching. Slowly but surely, I freeze, listening, hoping it's footsteps on the stairs, not just the night noises mocking me, playing on my expectations. I roll onto my side, unable to bear the weight of exhaustion, and start to doze off. On the edge of sleep and wakefulness, my thoughts, as always, return to my owner. I imagine his face, how he smiles, reaches out to pet me, and says in his familiar voice, "Frank, I'm home." And that "I'm home" sounds so sweet, so comforting, that I almost believe he's really here. In the dream, I hear his footsteps, how he quietly opens the door so as not to wake me. Even though I'm always waiting, I leap up in joy and start running in circles, not knowing where to put my happiness. He crouches down to hug me, and I smell his coat, the smell of the street and work, a scent I hate, but which now is the best thing in the world to me. And then, I open my eyes. There's no owner, only emptiness around me, only silence. It was all just a dream. I sit alone in an empty house, and outside, it's still quiet, only the weak light of the moon filtering through the curtains. My heart tightens with longing. How tired I am of this loneliness. These dreams, they play with me, like a ball my owner throws to the other end of the room. Back and forth, back and forth. I lie down again, but this time without any hope. There's no point in waiting anymore. With the first rays of the sun, I feel a certain relief. A new day, a new weight, but this time not as heavy. The light dances on the walls, and I even feel a little better. Maybe I've just gotten used to this emptiness. Maybe it's part of me now, like his scent, which I smell everywhere. I climb back onto the windowsill, glance at the street, and watch as the world comes alive. Every morning gives me a new chance. A chance that today he'll come back a little earlier, that maybe today he'll notice how much I've been waiting for him. And then, when I've finally given up, I hear that long-awaited sound. The door creaks. The key turns in the lock. It's him. It's definitely him. My joy is boundless. I jump up, grab the handle, try to open the door, but it slowly opens by itself. And in the doorway, there he is, my owner. His tired face immediately changes when he sees me. He kneels down and hugs me tightly, and I can't contain my joy. I whine, wag my tail, jump around him, unable to believe that he's finally back. All my suffering, all my doubts, nothing compared to this moment. Now that he's here, I forget everything. The only thing that matters is that we're together again. All my complaints, all my waiting, it doesn't matter. Maybe tomorrow he'll leave again. Maybe he'll leave me alone once more. I'll wait for him because I know he always comes back. This time, I just enjoy his presence. Every touch, every word. I lie at his feet and sigh in relief. Now I'm whole again because he's here.